the Dusty Smith Show, episode 42. How the fuck's everybody doing out there tonight? Thank you for joining me. Gotta be honest, folks, gotta be honest. I'm a little bit hungover tonight, just a little bit. I drank a box of wine like Wednesday night and it like fucked my world. Box of wine ain't no goddamn joke. I woke up and I had all these embarrassing tweets I made when I was drunk. Friends, don't let friends tweet drunk. Wasn't too bad, mostly just silly shit. It's fine. It's fine, I deserve it. But also, apparently my roof leaked, and it leaked on my other monitor over here. I have this 55-inch TV here that I use to monitor the chat, and I have my OBS over here and everything. So it's broken now, so I only have one monitor now, which is why everything is on your screen right now. So we're gonna have to deal with this tonight. Gonna get another monitor this weekend, gonna fix it for the next show. But tonight, we only have one monitor, so that's why you're seeing my OBS and everything. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. I won't be able to read you guys' chat in real time, but I'll work it out. It's fine. And another sad thing, I think that I'm gonna have to find a new home for my little boy, Mr. Floof. Apparently, he's been getting in fights with other dogs, and he don't even like want to come out of his crate. He's scared to come out of his crate. So he's just laying in there all depressed and shit. I'm gonna miss him, but I guess I'm gonna have to find a new home for him. Like, in their defense, for some reason he goes out and he pisses in the water bowl. Like, everybody gotta check out that water bowl, asshole. Why you pissing on it? So they don't like appreciate that very much. So I think I'm gonna clean him up and have him on the next show and just try to find him a good home. And maybe whoever takes him will like send me videos and stuff of him. Yeah, I'm gonna cry if I think about it too much. He's my little buddy, but I want him to have a good life, so if I have to give him up to make sure he has a good life, that's what I'll do, right? Stay off the boxed wine. Why? It's delicious. You have no idea how much you're drinking, and then boom, I was naked. I woke up, not a stitch of clothes on me. I was like, what the fuck? I have no memory of what the fuck happened. Where are my clothes at? But it was fine. I look okay naked, so I ain't hating on it too bad. So he's a cunt. He's a little bit of a cunt, yeah. He's a little bit of a dickhead, but like, he a cute little motherfucker, so what you gonna do? He is so cute. I'm gonna clean him up, probably have him on the show. So if you're looking for a dog and you have the ability to drive down to Mississippi to pick him up, I'm not gonna charge anything for him. He's a free dog, but to make sure that whoever gets him actually put some effort into getting him, you're gonna have to come get him, because that'll kind of weed out the people who are not really serious about taking good care of him. Because I know if you drive all the way down here, you probably care enough that you're gonna take good care of him. But anyway, we're gonna work on that. And I got a pretty good show for you guys tonight. We'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know if it's gonna be a long show or not, but every time I say it's going to be a short show, it never is. So as always, you guys want to support the show? Patreon.com/Codcast. There's a link in the description of the video. We lost a couple. That's what happens at the beginning of each month when people are charged. So we're down to 1534, but to be expected. Guys want to help out the show? You should. It's a good show. I deserve it. $1 a month. Whatever you can afford, it all adds up. And also, super chats. Lifeblood of the show, super chats. No questions dodged. Every question answered. By my love, the more you spend on the super chat, the more serious I take your questions. So, more like yourself forever. Super chats, and no super chats yet. But we do have a Skizzy. Just became a member of the Dust Buddies. Welcome to the Dust Buddies, the Cool Kids Club, where you get customized emojis to spam the chat with. It's like $2.99 a month, so that's a good way to support the show. Dust Buddies, hell yeah! All right, we'll wait for some super chats. I'm sure some will pop up here in a minute. Let's go ahead and get the show started. So, gonna start out the show with a little segment I like to call What the Fuck? Yeah, what the fuck? Got a bunch of what the fuck tonight. So, you guys know who Michael Rapaport is. It's this redheaded dude here. I was actually not a fan, but I like the trash talk he was doing against Donald Trump on the Twitters. I liked that for a while. But then he went out and he started standing for billionaires like Jeff Bezos. And I was like, oh, hell no, Michael Rapaport. You rich and you standing for other rich guys, no longer like you. So anyway, he got into some beef with Kevin Durant, who apparently is a human being that plays basketball. I don't know anything about no basketball, but so he gave an interview, Kevin Durant that is, he gave this interview with Charles Barkley, and they made fun of him over it. So let's show you the interview first. Here we go, boom.
there was talk about you coming back for the playoffs last year. So you really just been working on your game, trying to get back your timing and conditioning, really, to be honest, correct?
Yeah.
You know, Kevin, you've been on championship teams.
So he said, yeah, looking down. I guess he lost the basketball game, so he was all sad and shit. So, people made fun of him for that interview, for whatever. Like, I don't care. But so then Michael Rapaport gets on his Twitter and he starts bitching at Kevin Durant and said, hey, you always take everything too seriously. You're so emotional. Don't do the interview if you're going to be so fucking emotional, right? And so, Kevin Durant pretty much just proves him right that he is too emotional. But then he sent a series of threatening direct messages, private messages to Michael Rapaport. And here they are. So he says, KD seemed deeply in his feelings with the NBA on the TNT crew after the game. Damn it. He's super sensitive about everything. Don't do the interview. And so then he direct messages Michael Rapaport. And he's like, you a bitch. And Michael Rapaport's like, just do the fucking interview. And if you're upset about something they've said, say something. Up there looking like you were gonna cry and shit. And then Kevin Durant's like, I did the interview, you dickhead. Tell your baby daddy Chuck. I guess he's talking about the mound of rebound. Sir Charles. Tell your baby daddy Chuck to be better at his job and frame his question better. He gave me two options for that dumbass question. Yes or no? And I heard it all before, you cunt. Chuck doesn't need you as a security, you pale, pasty, cum-guzzling bitch. I swear I'm gonna spit in your face when I see your dirty ass. Bet your life on it. Meet me on West 17th tomorrow at 10. Or better yet, what's your address? Holy shit, man, some serious threats. He mad? Dude, some other dude just talking shit on you on Twitter. You can't take it so personally. Get the fuck over it. 10 a.m. at Catch Steak on the corner. Meet me there, pussy. And then he went on to say, and then Michael Rapaport's like, go help the kids, Brownsville, Brooklyn, and stop being a fucking puzz. And then Kevin Durant's like, you a bitch for even caring how I do an interview. All you do is cocksuck other men for attention. Trump didn't pay attention to your sorry ass, so now you want to use everybody else to get views and laughs. Your life is a joke, you fucking pale cocksucker. Go get some sun. It's fucking with your brain, piece of shit. Then Michael Rapaport's like, go to Brownsville and help the people that need it, goofball. Then Kevin Durant said, you go do it, you clown. Good for you, but nobody gives a fuck. Suck a dick. Can't wait to tell you all this in person. And then I guess Michael Rapaport called a lawyer. And he's like, this large NBA superstar is threatening me. And so I guess the lawyer called Kevin Durant's lawyer and it's like, hey, maybe don't do that. And then Kevin Durant messages Michael Rapaport again and says, you called your lawyer like the pussy you are. Ha 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 ha. You couldn't talk Portnoy talking shit. You couldn't talk Portnoy talking shit. I don't know what that means. Defamation of character? Crying, laughing a bunch of times emoji. Pussy ass want a lawyer up. Your wife mad as fuck because you wasting that little bit of money on a lawyer because you can't take a joke. Ha 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 ha. How pussy are you? Your wife doesn't even respect your bitch ass. So yeah, mature from a professional basketball player. I only like Michael Rapaport too much anymore because of the whole shilling for billionaires thing, but that was over the top in my opinion. So then Kevin Durant had to make a public apology and the NBA fined him $50,000 for these direct messages. Imagine not being able to keep your cool so much that you get fined $50,000 for Twitter. Get your shit together, Kevin Durant. And also fuck you a little bit, Michael Rapaport. Both of you. So next up on What the Fuck. So you guys might remember last show, we was talking about the Satan shoes. Little Nas X's Satan shoes. And I specifically went into great detail about how they could not be sued by Nike over these shoes. I gave very logical reasons. I laid it out on the line. There's absolutely no way Nike can sue them over these shoes. Except, Nike sued them over the shoes. So it shows you what I know. Dumbass Dusty don't know his fucking ass from a hole in the ground, goddammit. So yeah, Nike is suing Mischief, which I guess were the people that made the Satan shoes, for copyright infringement and dilution. So yeah, why are you listening to me? I clearly know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's these shoes. Folks, they're selling these shoes for over $1,000. Well, they're way more than that now. On eBay, they're going for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. These shoes. They originally sold for like $1,050 plus shipping and some shit. They sold out in 60 seconds. So I was like, hey, I wonder if you could make your own knockoffs. I wonder how much it would cost you to make your own knockoffs. So I don't know. Apparently I have way too much time on my hands, especially when I'm drinking wine. And I was like, I'm going to look into this shit. I'm going to see if I were to make my own knockoffs of these shoes, how much would it cost me? And answer, about $65. So here's how you do it. I don't know why I researched this, but I did. So these shoes are Air Max 97s from Nike. And you can buy knockoffs of Air Max 97s on Alibaba for $45. Here they are. It's the same fucking shoe, right? And so Nike sells a version of this that also has a white check mark on the side. This one's, you can't hard tell, but it's got a black check mark. So if you want to buy these for $45, you can have your whole Satan shoe experience for like $65. So you get these knockoffs, and then all it is they just insert a syringe into the side and put red ink, which you can get dirt cheap off Amazon. Cats. And so then you do that, and then you just paint this little check mark white, and there's one on the tongue of the shoes. You also paint white, right? And then you go to Amazon and just buy this little necklace for $8. I guess you need two of them. So you need one for each shoe. And then you just lace that through the fucking laces, and boom! Get a red pen, write Luke 10:18 on the side and 6 of 666, and I just saved you $1,000. You can make your own knockoffs for like $65. Somebody needs to go on Etsy and knock the fucking off these shoes and make a couple of $1,000 easily, probably. I'd probably buy them. I'd probably pay like $100 for these shoes. So anyway, anybody else there wants to make me a pair? About a size 8.5, 9 with my tiny ass feet. So yeah, that'd be cool. I want me some Satan shoes. Wear them all up in the Walmarts and whatnot. Let me check the chat real quick, make sure everything is going smoothly on the show. Seems to be okay. Do I turn into a demon? Yes. Instantly you go to hell and you get to give Satan a lap dance with every shoe sold. That's the guarantee, apparently. So I want to get up on that. I'm going to get up on that devil dick. Yep. Make him come through his britches with my booty hole. Yep. And what else? All right, go ahead and move on. And speaking of little Nas X, apparently now they trying to scare Christians in the goddamn church by playing little Nas X videos in the church. Because why wouldn't they do this? Ain't nothing better to goddamn talk about during a pandemic other than Satan shoes.
Montero, Call Me By Your Name music video, Lil Nas X is doubling down on his demonic imagery with the new Nike release, quote, Satan shoes. The classic Air Max 97s have been revamped by collaborators with the underworld in mind, coming in a limited edition stock of 666 pairs, each individually numbered 666 in red and purple.
Clutch my pearls so tightly. You better donate some more money to me and my offering plate because of these shoes for some reason. Like, yeah, as little Nas X says, we are in a pandemic and there is a mass shooting every week, but y'all are gathered in church to discuss shoes. Yep. Satanic panic. Always the same playbook with these motherfuckers. And also, they freaking out about it on Fox News. And this guy seems to be kind of upset that Christians aren't allowed to kill people like other religions are. You did it for like, how many thousands of years did you guys kill people for not being Christians? Now you can't do it. It's not popular anymore. Not socially acceptable. And he don't seem too happy about it.
operating procedure for these musical acts seeking attention. What's most outrageous is the timing of this. It was intentionally dropped on the eve of Holy Week. Try this with any other religious group than Christians during their holy days, and Nas might find himself sliding down that pole for real. This is desperate and really pathetic.
Yeah, you are desperate, really pathetic. He's literally talking about, hey, if this were any other religion, they might murder you, motherfucker. Christians down there sure are murdering too, dude. We try to play that shit off. We know better. Let me go ahead and check, make sure everything's working. All right, everything seems to be working all right. Cool, cool, cool. Show is going swimmingly so far. And next up on What the Fuck. So there was a controversy last week. Apparently, what is his name? Not Jimmy Kimmel, it's the other one. What the fuck's his name? I guess I'll show it real quick. It's stop the video. No, don't start. It's the fuck's that guy's name? Jimmy Fallon, that's his name, Jimmy Fallon. I don't watch the late night shows, folks. I think they're all fucking boring. But apparently, this was a controversy last week where Jimmy Fallon had this white chick on his show, and she performed dances that were made popular by black TikTok artists. And at first, I was like, why are people upset about that? I don't think there's like anything wrong with that. But then I watched the video. And holy shit, number one, they didn't give credit to any of the TikTok artists who made these dances popular, which it's not that cool. You know, you should at least give them credit and have them on there. And then secondly, is how horrible she is of a dancer compared to the originals. She barely even seems to be trying. Let's watch this sad shit. Look, she ain't even put any effort into it at all. Why don't you have the TikTok stars on there, Jimmy Fallon? I'd be mad too. I'm mad as a white person. You making white people look bad by having this chick on there that can't dance at all. What the fuck, Jimmy Fallon? Because she a pretty white girl, you gonna let her on there and steal black folks' dances? Yes, that's the answer to that question. Psh. Disappointed in you, Jimmy Fallon. I didn't expect no better. And like literally, that's what they said. Literally, this is the plot of Bring It On. Where some white woman who can't really dance goes and steals dances of black teenagers and makes it her own. We see you. We see what you're doing. Psh, girl better learn how to dance. And next up on the What the Fuck. Oh yeah, it's prom season again. Prom season again. So it's time for these cringy ass pictures to be put out again, or where fathers are posing with their daughters and their prom dates with a gun because, haha, my daughter is my property. And if you have sex with her, I will murder you for having sex with my property. It's just biblical, folks. It's just biblical. Just like the Bible says, the daughters are the properties of the fathers and they're to be sold to whomever the father chooses. Cringe. And here's another one, also cringe. And then this one, yeah, no, like that's a bad one. Like, I guess this guy might be part Mexican or something, and he thinks it's not as racist as it is. But, yeah, it looks racist, dude. It looked really racist. And this dude don't look comfortable with any of this. Just bad, stupid, silly, wrong. And you should quit doing this. Your daughters are not your fucking property. They are human individuals that can make decisions for themselves about who they want to sleep with. And next up on What the Fuck, did you guys see this one? I don't know when this video happened. So I'm going to assume it happened 10 minutes ago because I just saw it. So apparently this happened out in front of a Taco Bell. Yeah, oh my God, that's what I'm saying. What? That's it. I don't know when the video went black. Everybody freaking out. Don't know what's happening. Don't know any of the backstory. I read the comments. Nobody gave me any good information about this, but just saying, that seems like multiple felonies and a lot of money for your dumb ass. Might want to not do that. And here's another sad story. As we talked about in the last several shows, there have been an uptick in violent crimes against Asian people. Not just violent crimes, but also just racism. Ugly ass racism. So you guys might have saw this one. This elderly woman was just walking down the street and this guy walks up to her and attacks her. A woman of Asian descent was brutally attacked in New York City. Just runs up and stomps on her. First he walks up and he kicks her down. Just apparently he was yelling racial slurs. It's another example of a black on Asian crime, which is another thing that Asian people are trying to bring to attention. It's not just white folks doing this. There seems to be a lot of black on Asian crime going on right now, which is very sad. No class solidarity whatsoever. So they caught the guy. Here he is. Apparently this dude murdered his own mom and was in prison for a little while, and they let him out of prison for some reason after he murdered his mom. And he was on lifetime probation. So now he's been charged with 2 additional hate crimes and probably going to go back to jail for the rest of his whole fucking life. Good. What a fucking moron. And somebody else sent me a long email pointing out racism that Asians have been committing towards black folks. I guess kind of like they wanted me to show both sides of it. They sent me a whole bunch of links and stuff, but almost every link they sent me was something that happened in China. Not something that happened in America. So apparently in China, there have been incredibly racist, the Chinese people towards the black folks, but that's absolutely no excuse for anybody in this country to be racist against Asians or, you know, in general. You can't blame everybody for what some people do, just like you can't blame every black person for what this piece of shit did. But gotta call this shit out, in my opinion. Definitely needs the spotlight on it because this goddamn shit absolutely has to end. And last up on What the Fuck, did you guys hear about this story today? Apparently this crazy motherfucker drove his car through the Capitol barrier, murdered 1 police officer, jumped out with a knife, and was then killed. They shot him. He basically committed suicide by cop. And when I first heard this, I was like, okay, well, this is obviously probably some white Donald Trump supporter, some QAnonymous conspiracy theorist who's still freaked out about the big lie of the stolen election and want to attack the Capitol. But apparently my knee-jerk reaction was totally wrong. It was a black Muslim who follows the Nation of Islam, which is like the American version of Islam, and was a big fan of Louis Farrakhan, the crazy cult leader who teaches things like white people were created by an evil scientist. Yeah, just nuts cult shit. So more religious terrorism is what this is. It's always some religious nut doing this, it seems like. Whether it's Islam or Christianity. Very easy to justify shit if you say you're doing it in the name of God. And that is my What the Fuck section. That's what you guys got to say in the chats. They're racist, stupid, xenophobic, homophobic, just like everyone else. Yep. Religious bullshit. It's all the same. Second verse, same as the first. We all bleed red. Psh, speak for yourself. I'm a blue blood. We need more funding and education and mental health care. Definitely. Absolutely do. He murdered his mom in 02. Yep. Did do that. Knocko Bell. Yep. Definitely knocked that door down. Ain't nothing worth that shit, in my opinion. But what do I know? Cult to Dusty. How poor are you, Dusty? If so, can you still live comfortably on the poverty line? I'm in the middle of class, but things can change later in life, you know? The Nike symbol is a wing, by the way. I didn't know that. I'm pretty poor. I'm fairly poor. Yeah, I live an okay life, though, you know? Not complaining. It could be worse. And I could make a lot more money if I wanted to. I just have to exchange my life hours for that money, and I'm not willing to do that a lot of times because, as far as I know, this is all you get. So I just want to enjoy it as much as I can. I don't live my life in pursuit of money all that much, but, all right, let's read the super chats, see if any super chats came in. Oh, there are a couple super chats popped up. Awesome. Pogly, what's up, Paul? Give me 20 pounds. I am super broke, UK musician, but I've just had a very rare, good financial week. So I wanted to share the wealth with you and the four-leggers. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm glad things picked up for you a little bit this week, and I really appreciate you sharing it with me. Thank you, Paul. Danny Narnick, what's up, Danny? Time to get high as 3 people and watch Dusty. Let's fucking go! P.S. The puppy sends us love. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad your puppy was safe. I know that you were talking about somebody tried to steal the puppy. Well, that's a cute puppy, though. I'm glad he has a good home. Todd Went, take my money, Dusty. I will, Todd Went. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Chuck Haggart, Dusty, I'm extremely disappointed in Kevin's racist rant. Was it race? Oh, I guess he did talk about him being pale, and it was kind of homophobic too. Making fun of him for being gay, which, like, he's not gay, but if he was, that's not a problem. Does he not understand Michael isn't even white? He's Jewish. I'm done with KD. Yeah, but I don't know. To me, he white. He redheaded and he white as shit. To me, Jews are white. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, but, like, I just see Jews as white. I hope that's not, like, anti-Semitic to say that, but I can't tell. Usually can't tell a Jew from a white person, and that's pretty much what makes you white. It's your experience. I don't know. Bob Jones. I know Dusty doesn't quite understand who Chris Chan is, but sadly a group of cretins are trying to convince him to go and tase people. It's disgusting, especially with Chris Chan's mental stability. No, I have no idea who Chris Chan is. I'm afraid to look, but yeah, definitely don't tell him to do that. That seems like a bad idea. And E, what's up, E? Totally generous. Love me some goddamn E. Don't take anything I say serious. Psh, I'm taking you totally serious, E, goddammit. Serious as a fucking heart attack. Appreciate it, E. You have bought my love. Sincerely. Chuck Haggart. Dusty, there's a lot of racist and homophobic undertones with the hate they got for Nas X. Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of it is because he's gay, right? Just homo panic and whatnot. I think it's funny, and I think he's brilliantly trolling them, but he's also being brave as shit just to live his truth, be whoever he is, unapologetically, and they fucking hate it. They're trying to beat his ass down, and he won't let them. And I don't even much care for that new song he put out. It ain't for me. I like a lot of his other music. I don't like that song particularly, but the video was really well done, and it's funny to see the reaction. And Justin Ship, what do you think of AEW? Is that a wrestling organization, or is that a root beer drink? I don't. Let me just Google it right quick, because I think it's a wrestling organization. Yeah, wrestling organization. I don't like Chris Jericho. I know that much. Chris Jericho a chud ass, and his nose is spreading across his face rapidly as he ages. But I don't watch wrestling no more. I ain't watched wrestling in years because mixed martial arts exists now. So what's the point watching people pretend to fight when you can watch people really fight? And Black, I know I'm not a frequent with the super chats, Dusty, but here, peace from California. Hey, peace to you, Black. Good to see you tonight. And Daddy Nerdic Beck, Dusty, you should do a deep dive and Patreon show on Chris Chan. Okay, well, I'll have to look that shit up. That story has a lot of twists and turns, such a strange corner of the internet. All right, I'm going to Google Chris Chan to see who the fuck that is. Boom, Chris Chan. Christian Western Chandler, is that it? Also known as Chris Chan, and CWC is a YouTuber and creator of the webcomic. All right, I'll have to deep dive into it. You guys send me some links and shit on the Twitters. I'll check that shit out. All right, appreciate the super chats. You guys rock. More super chats if you want to, if you're able. Let's go ahead and continue on with the fucking show. Next up, got some Child Watch coming at you. Wrote a song about it, like to hear it, here it go. Chud Watch. It's time for Chud Watch. We talk about chuds and make fun of them. Star Wars. Bill Murray Star Wars theme. And first off, on Chud Watch, gonna start with some Matt Gaetz news. You guys know who Matt Gaetz is? This fucking piece of shit Florida congressman who wore a gas mask to make fun of wearing masks. As we know, 550,000 people have died since this motherfucker did this to downplay it. Exactly this type of shit made people drop their guard, not take it seriously, led to mass fucking deaths. These are the kind of fools Republicans elect to goddamn Congress. So anyway, other day, suddenly out of nowhere, he's like, hey, I'm thinking about retiring as a congressman, and I'm gonna go work for Newsmax. And it was kind of out of the blue. Nobody knew why, and then next thing you know, it became very clear. Oh yeah, he'd been investigated for sex trafficking with a 17-year-old? Oh hell no, 17 to get you 20, motherfucker. Matt Gaetz is said to be investigated over a possible sexual relationship with a girl, 17. So apparently, if you pay a girl or pay to have a girl come to a different state to have sex with you, and she under 18, regardless of what the age of consent is in the state you're in or the state that she's in, even though it's 18 in Florida where he lives, that's called sex trafficking, and it's against the law. So apparently they are they've charged one of Matt Gaetz' best friends with sex trafficking. Apparently this is a common thing they've been doing for a long time now. And he got pulled into it. And shocker, he was the only person in all of the House of Representatives to vote no on an anti-human trafficking bill. Huh? I wonder why. Why would you be the only no vote? It's a mystery. Representative Matt Gaetz defends his no vote on an anti-human trafficking bill that passed Congress in a Facebook Live broadcast December 28th, 2017. And the DOJ is reportedly investigating whether Representative Matt Gaetz had a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old and violated sex trafficking laws. So, all becoming very clear, isn't it? No surprises here, folks. And, yep. After he claimed that he was thinking about getting a job with either Fox News or Newsmax, Fox News came out and said, yeah, fuck this motherfucker. He ain't talked to us. He full of shit. After Gaetz said he's spoken to Fox execs and hosts about a potential gig, a Fox News media spokesperson told us, no one with any level of authority has had conversations with Matt Gaetz for any of our platforms, and we have no interest in hiring him. Yeah, fuck off, Matt Gaetz. You know you got to be a huge Republican piece of shit when even Fox News won't give you a goddamn job. And this is glorious, folks. This literally just happened. Elon Musk came out March 25th, was like, if there's ever a scandal about me, please call it Elon Gate. And Matt Gaetz thinks he's super cool. Like, literally, they think their job is just trolling. They're not really representatives of us. They know that they're Republican shitheads that put them in office or reward them for just being assholes that troll. And so he's like, deal, I want Gaetz Gate. You got it. Came quicker than you thought it was there. Gatesy boy. Gaetz Gate, it's on. And, folks, after this scandal came out, this tweet he made went viral. And I was like, this tweet can't be real. It just cannot be. So I looked it up, and it's real, folks. He really tweeted this. So this guy says, there is no age that you can't be sexy. And Matt Gaetz replies, I say we change Florida's welcome sign to this. Yeah! Representative Matt Gaetz, who is caught up in a sex trafficking scheme of underage girls, thinks the new Florida welcome sign should say, there's no age that you can't be sexy. Yikes! That's what I got to say to that. Now, obviously, I understand the context. I understand this person is talking about, like, no age, like if you're 50 or 60 or 70, like you're old, you can still be sexy. And Matt Gaetz is like, yeah, I agree. He's pandering. I get that. But considering what's going on, didn't age well at age like milk on the fucking counter. And so then this motherfucker goes on Tucker Carlson and out of nowhere suddenly seems to implicate Tucker Carlson, tries to draw him into these sex crimes, which after the show aired, Tucker Carlson apparently was telling his friends he was really fucking pissed off about this. You trying to pull his ass into this, but it's pretty funny. Let's watch.
Again, I only know what I've read in the New York Times. I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me, providing for flights and hotel rooms for people that you're dating who are of legal age is not a crime. And I'm just troubled that the lack of any sort of legitimate investigation into me would then convert into this extortion attempt.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But I
don't remember.
Only know what I've read in the New York Times.
Matt goddamn Gaetz. Creepy. And so then, after Gaetz was off the air, Tucker Carlson was like, that was the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. What the hell was that? Even Tucker Carlson is skeeved out by Matt Gaetz. Gotta love it. The right is eating each other.
If you just saw our Matt Gaetz interview, that was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted. That story just appeared in the news a couple of hours ago. And on the certainty that there's always more than you read in the newspaper, we immediately called Matt Gaetz and asked him to come on and tell us more, which, as you saw, he did. I don't think that clarified much, but it certainly showed this is a deeply interesting story, and we'll be following it. Don't quite understand it, but we'll bring you more when we find out.
Yeah, they're not really following it, folks. After that interview, they pretty much didn't. I think they talked about it one time in the days afterwards. They're continuously talking about other stories, but they're not really giving this much fuel, because why would they? It implicates one of Trump's biggest MAGA supporters, Matt Gaetz, who literally after the Capitol insurrections went on the floor of the House and lied and said it was Antifa that did it, which we know is not fucking true. Just scum. The exact kind of scum you would think Republicans in Florida would elect, right? And so lots of stories have come out about this. Apparently, Gaetz got caught on surveillance camera with alleged sex traffickers sifting through IDs, because that's not crazy. It was his good buddy, alleged sex trafficker Joe Greenberg, who was one of Matt Gaetz' best friend. Apparently, they were caught on video camera looking through like old licenses and stuff, because the guy, Joe Greenberg, I guess he worked where he had access to DMV records. He was a tax collector down there in Florida. So, yeah, birds of a feather flocking together. And apparently, Matt Gaetz was constantly boasting to his fellow congresspeople and everybody about all the women he was having sex with because of this Joe Greenberg gave him access to it. Yeah, sex trafficker gave you access to all these women and you're bragging about it. Imagine bragging about all the women you've paid to have sex with. I mean, if you want to pay to have sex with women, I got a problem with that. If you want to get paid by this cretin to have sex with him, do it. Sex work is real work. Ain't got no problem with it. But these are the exact kind of people, these fake motherfuckers who pretend like they're good Christians. They're family people. They would never do anything like this, right? The same exact kind of people whose entire base is nothing but right-wing evangelicals. But behind the scenes are all the goddamn sayings. They're just creeps, you know? Sexual deviants and creeps. But you guys will keep supporting them. Doesn't matter what they do. Doesn't matter what they say. There's never any accountability on the right whatsoever. In fact, they will literally reward you for it. Here's an example on QAnonymous. Here we go. This is on the most popular pro-Trump website in the world. And it's one of the highest liked posts on the front page. Matt Gaetz needs our support now, more than ever. These stories from unnamed sources are 100% lies, and the only proof you need is the publications running this shit. He's our guy and has stood up for Trump more than most. Support Matt Gaetz. He didn't do nothing. Yeah, let's reward this guy. They will literally reward you for sex trafficking on the right. That's how the whole thing's set up. That's why these right-wing politicians know there's no need for them to behave like adults or behave like moral, decent human beings, because the worse they act, the more pieces of shit they are, the more they get rewarded for it. This is what conservatism is in this goddamn country. Just trash upon trash, but at least one of his longtime top aides resigned. The rats are starting to flee the ship. A longtime aide to Representative Matt Gaetz has resigned as his communications director amid a federal investigation into whether the Republican congressman violated laws against sex trafficking. So, yeah. All of you should be smeared with this forever. Fuck y'all, and definitely fuck Representative Matt Gaetz. And speaking of horrific representatives, embarrassment to everything this country is supposed to stand for. Here's Madison Cawthorn bragging and taking credit for a bill he voted against, because this is what they do. They're fucking shameless. He says, happy to announce that NC-11 was awarded grants from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Appalachian Mountain Community Health Centers was giving $2,458,000. Western Carolina Community Health Services, Inc. was given $4,622,000. Bakersville Community Medical Clinic was given $1,700,000. Blue Ridge Community Health Services, Inc. was given $10,400,000. Proud to see taxpayer dollars return to NC-11. Then why did you vote against it? Like, literally no fucking shame whatsoever, folks. But this is how the game's to play. That he knows that the people that support him, the idiots in Appalachia, don't know what the fuck's going on, don't care. They'll still elect him anyway. And look how much of an embarrassment this is, folks. They will literally elect children. He's a child. Yeah, he's a full-grown man in his early 20s, but look how he acts. This is a literal representative of our government, out in his wheelchair punching a goddamn tree. Just so embarrassing, folks. Literally a representative of the United States. How could this fucking be real life? Just the insanity and embarrassment of this goddamn country. Like, we literally can't do any worse than this. What the fuck? And then one more, another representative, crazy as shit. Here's a Marjorie Taylor Greene. So apparently, some businesses, this is all private sector, are thinking about having a vaccine passport, like an app where people who get vaccinated can prove that they've been vaccinated, so that like they can get into concerts and stuff, and everybody at that concert can go to that concert with the assurance, with the knowledge that everybody else in that building has been vaccinated and they can feel safe. It's a capitalistic tool, basically. They want people to return to restaurants and concert venues, but they want everybody to feel safe, and private sector vaccine passport is one idea they've thrown around. And Biden has even said he thinks it should be done privately. He don't think the government should have anything to do with it. So, of course, these fucking liars have to spread fear, have to spread bullshit, and have to pretend like this is somehow the work of Satan and the mark of the beast.
They want you to be required to have something called a COVID passport, and this would mandate your ability to be able to travel, your ability to be able to go to events, your ability to be able to buy and sell. And I asked the question earlier today, is this something like Biden's mark of the beast? Because that is really disturbing. And
Biden literally has nothing to do with it, but I have bad news for you Christians. If you're worried that they're going to make you take a number and without it you can't buy or sell anything, that already exists. It's called a social security number. Without it, you can't have a bank account, you can't have a credit card, and you can't have a job. All you motherfuckers already took the mark of the beast. So enjoy burning in hell for eternity. Gonna be hot.
Not good. Oh, if you're gonna come into the football game or the baseball game or the concert, you need your vaccine passport because we're trying to do a good job to keep everyone safe.
Yes, exactly.
This is what the Biden administration is trying to talk to these private companies into doing. Well, let's analyze that. You see, it's still the same thing. It's still fascism or communism, whatever you want to call it.
She doesn't know what any of these words mean. Define communism, please. Define fascism. Define anything.
But it's coming from private companies. So I have a term for that. I call it corporate communism.
Corporate communism, because that's a thing, isn't it, folks? Totally. It's capitalistic communism, right? Because these ideas go together. Literally a representative of the United States government. Like, conservatives just elect trash after trash after trash. It's humiliating being in this fucking country these days. And let's check in with Fox News and see what they're outraged about today. Oh, it's comic books. Comic book series snubs Melania Trump. Oh, wow. Well, that's definitely worth having on the #1 news network on American cable. Yeah, that's great. And next up on the Chud Watch, Little Benny Shapiro's got to tell you folks that making people wait in line for 8 hours to vote is not voter suppression in any way, okay? Just like when you go to Disneyland and you have to wait in line for a long time. That's not right suppression, all right? I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I'm Ben Shapiro.
Jim Crow explicitly created a separate system of law for black Americans and treated them as inferior. There's nothing in the law like that. That's not only an overstatement, it's just an outright lie. But, says Jamel Hill, all of corporate America should resonate to the lie. The law imposes new voter identification requirements for absentee ballots. Well, clearly that's racist. I mean, you mean you have to show
It is racist because we know, for whatever reason, there's lots of social, economical reasons, and also the way they've been treated by society that makes a lot of black people not want to be part of the system. But for whatever reason, it is a fact that black folks and other minorities are less likely to have photo IDs and driver's licenses. If the opposite was true, and white folks were less likely to have these things, there's 0% chance these bills would have ever been passed. But the entire purpose of them is to disenfranchise black voters and suppress their vote. Because the more black folks that vote, the less Republicans win.
that you are who you say you are when you vote absentee? If you can explain to me how that's racist, I'm willing to hear it.
I just did. I explained to you why it was racist. You're using a pretend voter fraud that doesn't exist in order to make it more difficult for black people, many of which do not have the photo IDs necessary to vote, which is the entire purpose of this racist bullshit. Benny Shapiro.
Anyone? Bueller?
I did.
Bueller?
I did. Yeah, I did.
It limits the use of ballot drop boxes. Oh, you mean like ballot drop boxes where people could just stuff the ballot box or take ballots out of the ballot box?
There's no evidence whatsoever that that has happened. In fact, we have evidence that we had the most secure elections ever. The exact opposite. The reason you want to do this is to make it harder to vote. Because that's what you guys are all about. You hate democracy. You hate the will of the people. You just want power.
It hands state officials more power over local elections. Even before the legislation passed, many voters of color in Georgia faced hours-long queues at the polls. By the way, voter suppression doesn't involve long lines.
It absolutely does.
Any more than long lines at Disneyland are ride suppression.
Like 98% of the reason I don't go to Disneyland anymore is because the lines are too long. Yeah, you can buy a pass to skip the lines, but it only lets you skip a certain number of them. And yes, the long-ass lines are almost entirely why so many of us don't go to these amusement parks. What the fuck are you even talking about? If the lines are shorter and you're able to get through them and ride the rides over and over again, it'll be a much better experience. The fact that it's not that way, 100% is ride suppression. Just like if you make people wait 8 hours. Obviously, that's a disincentive to vote. What the fuck are you even talking about? To get 8 hours off work? To stand out there for fucking 8 hours? The poorer you are, the less likely you have the resources and able to do that, right? The less likely you are to be able to take off 8 hours. And it's almost entirely this long only in black communities. On purpose. In white communities, it's generally much faster to vote. So yes, it's absolutely a form of voter suppression. You lying fuck.
You know what voter suppression is? Voter suppression is where you don't get to vote. Making those waits even more arduous, the new law bans giving food and water to people in line to vote. That's not even true. It bans giving any gift to people in line when they are within 150 feet of the polling place. You can bring water with you. There are people outside who can...
It definitely includes people giving water out in the fucking line. You want to make it to where that the people that are sitting out there for 8 hours in the heat or whatever to vote can't be giving water by other people. You could buy a gun. Go buy a gun. Go buy an AR-15. Easy peasy pudding pie. But don't hand water to somebody in the goddamn line, because that's illegal. But no, not voter suppression at all, says Benny Shapiro. Fuck you, Ben. And next up on the Chud Watch, Lauren Southern wrote a kid's book, apparently, because awesome. She says, the ABCs of morality. Yes, we want to learn the ABCs of morality from a person who made a video that was cited in the manifesto of a mass shooter about the white supremacist talking point, the Great Replacement. Yeah, who better learn morality from than her, who went out and shot flares, not at the boats, but like to illuminate the boats of refugees to make it as hard as she could for them to get help when they were trying to flee the desperate situations they're in. One of the most horrible, disgusting human beings on the face of the earth. Why wouldn't we listen to you about morality? So she says the ABCs of morality was created to combat the woke takeover of children's literature with wholesomeness instead. Oh no, right? Children's books are so woke. It's terrible to be woke. Much rather the kids be asleep. It's okay to be masculine. Who said it wasn't? Literally no one has said it's not okay to be masculine. Now, it's not that great to be toxic masculine. Trying to take on toxic masculinity is actually for the benefit of men. Toxic masculinity hurts men. Talking about toxic masculinity is not demonizing masculinity. It's not demonizing men. It's literally trying to help men who are negatively affected by toxic masculinity. This is a good thing. But of course, you have to equate toxic masculinity with masculinity because you're a liar. And that's your brand. Bravery is good. Who said fucking bravery wasn't good? Nobody. Don't fall for the trap of groupthink. Pursue virtue and wisdom. These are just a few lessons in this book. I bet G stands for great replacement. But that's what she's teaching the kids. But yeah, the ABC's morality from this white supremacist nut job. Great. Amazing. And she'll probably sell a bunch of them, folks, because that's the way this country is. It rewards this kind of shit. And folks, I apologize in advance for how cringy this next shit is. But let's check in at InfoWars and see how it's going over there. Spoiler alert, it's going bad, yo. It's going bad and cringy and embarrassing. But hey, the right is getting better at comedy, and the left is getting worried about it.
I got another joke for you. I got another joke. Listen to this one. Listen. Wait. Antifa.
Wait a second.
Seriously.
Antifa, I've never heard of her.
It's French for you know what. Grab them by the Antifa.
Woo! Antifa, I think they owe me money.
Yeah. Hey, don't count on it. Don't count on it.
Boy, guys, it's pretty fun fighting fascism, isn't it?
You know what I'm going to do if one of these Antifas get in my face?
What are you going to do, Rob?
I'm going to pull out my pocket constitution.
That's a dangerous.
How do you like that? All right, folks. Wait, I got one more joke. Antifa.
Is this what it looks like to own the libs? What is even happening here? Holy shit. I knew it was going bad for Alex Jones. I didn't realize how bad it was going. Yikes. They're just children with the minds of children, and I can't even comprehend what the hell is happening over there. And folks, Mike Lindell released another documentary. It wasn't really a documentary, it was just a video of him talking to a physicist about the election, and I watched it. I watched it because I suffer from my art, but I'm not even going to tell you what it was about because it was just really hard to follow nonsense that didn't prove anything, and that even conservatives are not going to be able to pick up on because it was very hard to follow. So bad and hard to believe. I can't believe that YouTube is actually taking steps to punish Steven Crowder. I guess all the shit shows like this and many other people were giving them about their double standard of protecting Steven Crowder while the rest of us get banned constantly finally got their attention, and they gave him a 1-week suspension for spreading voter fraud misinformation. And supposedly they also pulled his monetization on his channel. But it's not going to hurt him, folks. It's actually just going to make him more money because that's how it works on the right. He's making like $70 for every mug he sells and shit. And now all he has to do is bitch about cancel culture, or they're trying to silence him or whatever. So he just make more and more money off of this. We'll see. He's got one strike now. We'll see if they're going to strike the rest of his videos because he's not going to stop doing this. He's not going to stop being racist. Over the weekend, he was actually broadcasting from, I guess, the Blaze TV's Facebook channel and shit. And he was like putting up racist cartoons, went right back to being racist as shit. Let's watch just a second.
Anymore. That's it. Just skin.
And Elmo's fur is red and soft. And I sleep with a wave cap.
Things on the outside, like our hair color and our noses, mouth, and eyes, are hated by the white man. That's why we're taking this city back. That's what we're gonna do, Elmo. Take it back and give it to the black man. Take it from the evil whites.
So just pure racism still, folks. He hasn't learned his lesson. He's not going to. Let's see when he comes back to YouTube if YouTube is actually going to keep holding him responsible. Because all you need is 3 strikes and they permanently delete your channel. He definitely has done enough bad shit to get 3 strikes, but we'll see. I was going to play him making fun of Nas X and talking about how Nas X probably doesn't have any friends because black folks hate gay people, but I'll skip it. He's trash. And then, folks, here's Jordan Peterson going to bat for Steven Crowder, of course. You know, Jordan Peterson shockingly didn't say anything about when I was banned. Shockingly doesn't say anything about when the left-wing people are banned, but Jordan Peterson, who claims he's not political in any way, somehow stumping for Steven Crowder, shockingly. Steven Crowder's YouTube account locked, demonetized, Crowder hints action. We've got something for them. And Jordan Peterson's like, after all, there's no one more dangerous than a conservative comedian. Oh, he's so scary with his racism. Use the word comedian very lightly there, Jordan Peterson. And then the super brave, super badass Steven Crowder. Yeah, he deleted all his tweets. Went through and deleted every one of his tweets. I wonder what he's trying to hide. Wonder if there's something he's trying to hide there. The dog's going nuts. Wonder what the fuck is happening in there. But luckily, before he could delete all his tweets, hey, they managed to save some of them. Let's see what kind of brilliant shit Steven Crowder is posting. Or was posting on his Twitter. Steven Crowder says, if a feminist is raped in a forest and no one is around to hear it, is she still heinously unattractive? Yeah, hilarious. Conservative comedy, so funny, isn't it? Classy. Best Halloween costume ever. Slutty Trump, slutty 15-year-old Greta Thunberg. Yeah, hilarious. Hashtag trans rights are humans' rights. Let's see. How do I put this delicately? No, they're not. Yeah, shit on the trans people. Why not? Says the guy who's constantly dressing up like a woman. What's your favorite Asian stereotype? Good at math? Doctors? Small wieners? MSG? And of course, small wieners won because that's the level Steven Crowder's audience is. Like literally just, they're not even children, like less than children, infants. Let's read a few more. Crowder debate stream. I apologize for nothing. I don't know what that's even about. Let's see. Trans Day of Visibility. Don't worry. We see you and we can tell. Yeah, we all can tell. You should be very concerned about how you don't pass enough for Steven Crowder, trans people. When my wife is cooking a wonderful meal, I often pinch her buttocks without consent. It is amongst my favorite things to do. Yeah, I like doing things without consent because that's cool. And I don't even understand what this is about. It seems like he's talking about fucking his own mom here. Nazi Puncher says, no one cares where you want to stick your dick, Steve. And Steven replies, right now, its preference is the body cavity from whence it came. Hashtag feminism is cancer. So I guess fucking your mom to own the feminist? I don't even know, folks. All right, let's move on. There are more of these, but that'll do. And one of my favorite pastimes is to check out the Donald.win website to see what the most popular Donald Trump site in the world is posting. And yeah, always some shit like this. This is one of the most highly liked posts on the whole website. Here is a childless Laura Loomer with a sign that says, it doesn't matter how he identifies. He shouldn't be on my daughter's soccer team. First off, this portly gentleman is not on any soccer team. You can just look at him and tell immediately. And also, you don't have a daughter. And if you did, she would not be in her 60s. I wouldn't think, but anything to spread your trans panic. Anything to own the libs, I guess. So sad, Laura Loomer. So sad. And next up, rolling right along. Gonna be a short show, not apparently. Gonna be a short show, but it's all good. Here's the Libertarian Party. Their official website, the Libertarian Party of Kentucky. They took a lot of shit for this, and they should. It still got 15,000 likes, which is crazy. But they always got to fucking play the victim. They always got to spread fear, folks. Are the vaccine passports going to be yellow, shaped like a star, and sewn on our clothes? Hey, isn't private businesses wanting to have a record of who is vaccinated so that we can safely have events exactly what they did to the Jews? Isn't it exactly the same thing? No, it's not. You know, they put Jews in ovens and concentration camps and starved them and murdered them. And having an app that says you've been vaccinated is not in any way the same. But of course, you got to pretend like you're the most oppressed people on the fucking planet because we want you to be goddamn vaccinated because 550,000 people have died in this country. Fucking children. And right-wing watch, here is a QAnon conspiracist, Kristen Weldon, making some claims that seem unlikely to me, but I'll let you guys hear it and see what you think about this.
So they had that freeze out, and they did it with the weather warfare. That would be, you know, the bunker fuel in the ocean and the pulling down the polar vortex, right? With the chemtrail. So they pulled it down and they hit all of Texas. As you know, it had a huge freeze. So yeah, that's what happened. And they usually do it from the Arecibo Observatory when they do their hurricanes and stuff to pull the hurricane stuff through that Arecibo Observatory in Puerto Rico. But this time the Arecibo Observatory was down. So they did it through the Ecuadorian HARP facility. It was traced to there. If you watch my videos, you would see the video, it traced all the way back to the Ecuadorian HARP facility. And that was China testing out their new weapons, weather weapons. And of course, Biden was paid billions of dollars before and got more money for letting them do that to the United States.
Yeah, that's right, folks. Joe Biden took billions of dollars from China so that they could use their weather weapons on Texas and cause it to freeze. That just makes sense. I don't know about you, but I believe it. She looks like she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Shame on you, Joe Biden, for letting China use weather weapons against us. And next up on the Chud Watch. Oh yeah, Texas. Speaking of Texas, they just passed more voter suppression laws because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they do this? Why wouldn't they make it as hard for people to vote as is humanly possible? That's just democracy.
The focus of Republican efforts to change state voting laws has shifted to Texas. The state Senate there passed a bill yesterday to limit early voting hours, make drive-through voting illegal, and restrict voting by mail. Democrats in the country's second largest state claim it's intended to keep their supporters away from the polls.
Why are you wording it like that? Democrats claim, no, that's what happened. That is the truth. That is clearly what they're doing, trying to make it harder to vote so that minorities and Democrats don't vote. Because if they vote, they lose.
Senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe reports.
The Texas bill is still up for consideration in the state House, but Democrats say it targets some of the Lone Star State's most Democratic areas, like Harris County, encompassing Houston, where more than 100,000 cast drive-through ballots last year during the pandemic. Critics also say it would make it harder for minority voters to cast ballots.
Say it is, part of this pattern that we're seeing across the country of bills that would make it harder to vote and suppress the vote.
About 55 more restrictive voting proposals are up for serious consideration in 24 states. 5 have been signed into law, including the new law in Georgia passed last week. While some states expanded voting options due to COVID, CBS News election law expert David Becker says proposals like the one in Texas go far beyond returning to pre-pandemic levels.
The provisions in the Texas law are actually making Texas even worse than they were before the pandemic. It is making it harder for people to vote by mail. One of the most restrictive states, if not the most restrictive states for mail voting in the country.
Corporate opposition to the Republican proposals is growing. American Airlines, a major Texas employer, says it's strongly opposed to the Texas bill because it will limit voting access. Meanwhile, President Biden says he supports calls from some Major League Baseball players to move this summer's All-Star game out of Atlanta.
And they already did that. They already moved the game out of Atlanta. We'll cover that in a minute, but we got to keep pressure on these corporations because that's the only people the politicians are going to listen to. This draconian bullshit where they're literally just trying to make it hard to vote. They hate democracy, folks. This is what conservatism is all about. If they had their way, they would install Trump as a dictator and fuck the rest of us. And yeah, here's the governor of Texas. No, the governor of Georgia, sorry. Blaming woke culture, because that's their go-to line now. That's all they could ever talk about is cancel culture and woke culture, because the Major League Baseball decided to remove their All-Star game from Atlanta and take it somewhere else. And so Governor Kent went public today and said, today's Major League Baseball caved to fear, political opportunism, and liberal lies, said Governor Kemp. Georgia and all Americans should fully understand what the MLB's knee-jerk decision means. Cancel culture and woke culture. Activists are coming for every aspect of your life. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Sports included. If the left doesn't agree with you, facts and the truth do not matter. This attack on our state is the direct result of repeated lies from Joe Biden and Stacey Abrams about a bill that expands access to the ballot box bullshit. You guys are voter suppressing. We know that's what you're doing. Stop lying. We're actually making it easier to vote. No, you're not. We can read the bills, you lying fuck. And ensures the integrity of our elections. There was already plenty of integrity in the elections. The most secure election in the history of the country. You're just pretending like it wasn't to spread the big lies so you can suppress the vote. I will not back down. Well, good. That's going to cost your state a lot of money then. Fuck around and find out. Georgians will not be bullied. Don't blame Georgians for this. I guess you can blame some of the ones that voted for you. We will continue to stand up for secure, accessible, and fair elections. It's the opposite of what you're doing. Earlier today, I spoke with the leadership of the Atlanta Braves, who informed me they do not support the MLB's decision. Hey, the Braves don't support that decision? Shocker. Anyway, so now there's all these calls to boycott Major League Baseball, including, here's one from Spicy Sean Spicer. Boycott the MLB? How is this not cancel culture? Literally, how the fuck is this not goddamn cancel culture? If the left were doing this to anybody, you would be screaming, oh, it's woke. It's wokeism. It's virtue signaling. It's cancel culture. But of course, the right is incapable of cancel culture in their minds. It's a one-sided narrative meant to beat the left down with. You shouldn't help them spread it. And that's my Chud Watch, folks. Let's check the chat. We're going to do some Karens in a minute here. See what you guys got to say in the chat. Scrolling by very fast. All right, let's see. Oh, ooh, boom. Oh, still scrolling. All that scrolling. Cancel culture is really, well. If it isn't the consequences of my action, it's 100% what it is. Now, there are some people that go too far, and there is some bullying that takes place. But a lot of times what happens are the people that are getting held accountable for their actions take the few of the comments that are actually going too far and bullying them, and then pretending that all of the criticism is that. And they're being canceled. It's just bullshit. Hi, Dusty. Love from Israel. Hey, love back to you in Israel. Love my brothers and sisters from Israel and others. All of you. I love that saying, fuck around and find out. Yes, it works for so many things. You have 700 fans, Dusty. I had more than that. But I am glad that the show is growing a little bit today. Dusty kicks ass. I appreciate it. I try not to kick ass. I was wearing my shirt today in Walmart. This is my Bill Hicks shirt that says enjoy the ride. I have like 100 of these because we used to sell them and now I don't sell them anymore. And so I got all the boxes of larges. So I wear this every day. That's why in every show you see me wearing this because I have so many of them. Somebody said, hey, I love your shirt, dude. My shirt loves you back. Walmart person. Show some love. Yes, be sure to like the video, folks. That helps. Leave comments, like the video. Subscribe if you haven't. You should have already subscribed, but if you haven't, do that. All right, let's check the super chats real quick and continue on with the show. What we got here in the super chats? Boom! The Funk Lord. Hell yeah. This is the greatest show. Much love, Dusty. And of course, Trends Rots. Hell yeah. Thank you, Funk Lord. You rock. And Justin Jones, great show, Dusty. I'd say happy Good Friday. But for us atheists, every Friday's good. Plus, nobody has to die. I heard that, right? Don't have to torture anybody for God. Just makes sense. And 92 Bayo, did you watch Three Arrows video where he thoroughly debunked Crowder's hilarious wrong take on Nazis being socialist? Long, but definitely worth it. I did not watch that. Is it new? I'll have to check that out. I like Three Arrows videos. He does a good job. Kubrick Lover 1972, $5. Thank you, Kubrick. Appreciate that. Kenneth Copeland, what's up, Kenneth? Give me 10 R's. You guys got rid of your Trump, but here in Brazil, we still have ours. Yep, you do. COVID is at its worst ever. 3K dead a day. People dying, waiting for an ICU bed. I know it's sad. What's wrong with you? Get your shit together, goddamn Brazil. And Mark Thibodeau. Dusty, I lost my mom this month. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I think about losing my mom all the time. She ain't dead yet, but I think about when that happens and how crushed I'm going to be. I lost my dad, and ooh, that shit makes life suck, don't it? Everyone knew her as Dot, and she was a super lady. She also hated Trump and made our phone conversations an absolute delight. Here's a few bucks for you in her honor. Hey, you know, shout out to Dot. I sure hope there's an afterlife, dudes. I don't necessarily believe in one, but I definitely hope there is one. Gotta move on so I don't cry. Give me that $50. Thank you, E rocks. I got knockoff shoes. Got those Grateful Dead $1,000 Nikes for $150. I'm gonna get you those 666. I know a guy. Don't pay $1,000. Don't pay a lot of money. Like if it's more than like 65 bucks, don't buy it for me. Unless you can find really, really cheap knockoffs, don't get it for me. But like it's cool. Like if you could find some really good ones, that would be awesome. I would definitely wear them. Also, I forgot I was going to do an unboxing today, but I haven't had a chance to go to my P.O. box. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to do that on Monday. We're going to try to go tomorrow, get a lot of stuff from my P.O. box. We're going to try to clean Floof up, show him on the next show. So appreciate that. Thank you, E. That's very generous. I do want the Satan shoes, but I don't want anybody to pay very much for them. So only if you can find some really good knockoffs cheap. But you rocky. Thank you. Jenny Rude, take my money for the fuzzies. Hope Mr. Floof finds a great home. I hope he does too. He's laying in this crate. He's all depressed looking and shit. It's just sad to see him like that, man. I'm sure gonna miss my goddamn buddy though. I might find a home for Patty too. I'm afraid that I love these dogs and they're very well taken care of. They're fat and they're spoiled. But I'm sort of afraid that I'm not able to give them the individual love and attention that each one of them deserves. And so even I feel like I'm being selfish by not finding them homes where they're like the singular dog or maybe one other dog in that home where they can get more attention than I'm able to give them. And so like I feel like I need not be selfish and do what's right for them. But it really makes me sad because I love them. And Dusty Williams, $4.99. Thank you, Dustin. Appreciate it. John Haggart, Dusty, notice it's always the alt-right that's caught being pedophiles and sex trafficking. Yeah, but Q doesn't give a shit. Look at all the Q websites and it's just like, let's support them anyway. It only matters if it's the left doing it. They don't give a shit that the Catholic Church is like the main child raping organizations in the history of the world. It don't matter. Unless it's the left. And Lizard, give me $10. Thank you, Lizard. Hi, everyone. Hi, Lizard. This is Elizabeth H. Now, Lizard, LOL. I'm late, but finally got to catch a live show. It's been weeks. Hope you're well, Dusty. Hey, I'm pretty good. I can't complain. A little bit hungover, but thank you for supporting the show. Good to see you, Lizard. What's your take on MMA trans people? I only know about one, Fallon Fox, and she got beat by other cis women, and she fought in like a lower level organization and didn't fight like that quality of opponent. So I would have to see like an example of an actual really good trans MMA fighter that's competing in the UFC or something and dominating for me to see that this is actually an issue we're worrying about. As of now, it doesn't seem like it's anything that anybody should be concerned about. It's just more trans panic. Catalina Garabas, what's up, Catalina? It's funny to mention at the end of the music video, he breaks Satan's neck and puts on the crowd. I know, right? He kills Satan, but he does become Satan, which is cool. All right, let's see if anything popped up. Oh, a couple did. All right. AWH, $20. Thank you for being my first exposure to atheism years ago and beginning my journey out of Christianity. I'm now comfortable with my bisexuality and I'm in the most satisfying relationship of my life. I know it's so freeing, isn't it? Feeling like you're not a sinner, feeling like this father figure, omniscient father figure is not staring at you, judging you at all times, no matter what you do. It's just like I said, it's like being freed from slavery. And I'm honored to have helped you in any way I can. Thank you, AW, for the donation. And Chase Fillingham, $1.99. Bigots don't really care about women's sports. Nope. They don't give a shit about that. It's just a cudgel to bludgeon the left with when it's not actually a real issue. It's just bullshit and transparent because the culture war is all they have. And all right, continue on with the show. Time isn't. All right, moving on. Gonna do some Karen. Got a few Karen videos because I don't have my. Oh, we're good. Dipshit! You're Karen too much. And first off of Karen, another grown ass whiny piss baby throwing a tantrum. I agree with this comment. Honestly, can't believe grown adults are still acting this way. Still. It's just so fucking embarrassing you people are still doing this.
You know what? You have a right to breathe fresh air. Hey, you're the ones who attacked me. I didn't attack you. You guys attacked me. I didn't attack you. You guys look like a doctor. You guys look like doctor. Take my freaking temperature. You have no right to do any of that. No, it's not private property. It's a public congregation.
It is private property. Literally, it's a private company.
As a person, as one of the people, I gave you permission to have business here. You know what? I am leaving, but you guys are all freaking brainwashed. You know what? I didn't deserve to be treated the way you guys treated me. So wake up, everybody!
Get the fuck out! Everybody hates you.
You know what? Quit taking people's temperature and not practicing. Hey, quit practicing license.
Get out of her face! Get out of her face!
You know what? Get out of my face!
I'm not in your face.
I wish you wanted to point your little thing at my head.
He's like getting right in her face.
He was.
He's 6 inches from her face.
Just imagine acting this way. Grown-ass people, 550,000 people dead now. And you motherfuckers still can't be adults for 5 goddamn seconds. And here's another example. At least this guy left right away, but he should be charged with like vandalism or some shit. Look at these fucking children. He's asked to leave because he's not wearing a mask, and here's his reaction. Yeah, that's vandalism. Should make him clean that shit up. He just destroyed property. Call the fucking cops. All the manager asked him was, sir, do you have a mask? Oh, let me destroy your shit. Let me make an ass of myself. Just ridiculous. And, man, they're so crazy. I couldn't find the original video, so you're going to have to watch me, watch this lady, say her crazy ass shit. But literal mental health crisis in this country with these Q people.
Biden's never been your president. Trump has been the president the whole time in charge with the military. What's going on right now, Biden has been dead since last year, and all of this is just to show you stupid people how bad it really could be. So when Trump does verbally come back and say that he's been president the whole time and all this shit that he has busted, took under, and all the devil and the demon people are gone, you guys are going to go, oh my God, you guys weren't lying. So
yeah, if that happens, I would definitely say that. I will be so shocked. I'll be like, oh my God, these crazy people are telling the truth. But it's not going to happen because we live in a reality. And I wish I could believe that they didn't believe it, but I actually think they actually believe this shit. I think that's how far gone these people are. They literally can't deal with reality and they think Trump is still president. Hard to believe, but it's true. And next up on Karen. Oh, yeah. So this lady puts her swamp ass right onto the table at Disneyland and tells the people if they don't move, she's going to give them COVID because trash, because she's human trash.
Are they calling security? Yeah, go ahead, call security.
Like, I don't ever want anybody to eat on that table again. Burn it.
Before I take off my mask and spread it out. Because you know my saliva can come off your mouth. Right now, get up. Get out of my table now. I asked you politely, when our food comes, I want you to leave. I ask you nicely. I ask you nicely, when my food comes, I want you to leave. And I told you are a little kid that has no manners, and you said, no, I don't want to move.
No, I told you nicely that I'm
telling them they don't have any manners.
sitting here.
And I told you nicely, I'm having food here.
I'm sorry about that. That's not my problem.
No, yeah, and it's not
Can
my
you just
problem.
stop talking to her?
It's not my problem.
Stop talking to
Unless you
her.
want to get COVID.
Maybe
I mean, you weren't sitting here and they're
Yeah,
sitting
I know,
here.
but I went to get the food. Be considerate, just like you guys.
Where's your whole family at? You said you have a
Please
big family.
stop.
Yeah, I do.
Where's
They're
it at?
coming. They're coming.
Just
All right.
stop.
Oh, they're coming,
Just
huh?
stop.
Okay, so leave.
You're
Leave
making
out
it
my
worse.
No, I'm not leaving. You're out of breath right now. You're doing way too much. You're just messing with yourself right now.
Okay, yeah, and you're getting my COVID more exhausted. You're gonna get me really ill.
And it's funny because you're making this big scene and then
Making this big scene. Out of breath, just sitting there. Getting her ass water on everything. Yuck! Another reason not to go to Disneyland. Don't subject yourself to that trash. And hopefully I don't get fucking striked for this video because it's sort of a fight video. But apparently this black guy was an anti-masker and did not want to wear his mask at it looks like a Walmart. Maybe it's a Target. I don't know. And so he crosses paths with the other dude who just decides to lay a whooping on him to make an example out of him. And folks, this is proof positive of my first rule of fighting. If you're in a street fight with somebody, don't be in a street fight with anybody anyway, but if you do happen to find yourself in a street fight with somebody and they kick you in the leg, immediately quit. Run away. Because if that motherfucker kicks you in the leg, he gonna whoop your ass. That's just the way it works.
I'm not. I mean, you got me fucked up. You ain't gonna get it though. No, you're not.
So then this other gentleman over here sees this and he's like, oh, you playing hard? You pretending like you hard, motherfucker? I'm gonna show you hard, and just puts it on him.
No. No. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Better put a deal for it. Lock you up, man. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What?
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
All right, boom. All right. There's your cue right there. Run away. Run away. He just kicked you in the leg. Bad sign. You're going to lose. You have no chance.
What's up? Come on, y'all. What's up, bro?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Chill. He's leaking, chill.
Bleeding everywhere, dude. Now he getting choked out.
Chill.
Bad luck decisions.
I can box it at me,
Pull your pants off.
What's up? I'm probably too, nigga. What's up? What up, You want to act all gangster, bro? Yeah, I want to, man. You want to act all gangster,
Wasn't acting gangster, man.
I'll show you gangster. I'll show you gangster.
Lost his shoe and everything. Got your ass whooped. You bleeding at Walmart. Lost your shoe. All because you wouldn't wear a mask. Was it worth it? Stumbling around. You got rocked. Now take your ass home. Now some poor worker got to clean your blood up all over the floor. America, greatest country on earth. Definitely not mind-numbingly embarrassing, is it? And next up on the Karens. So this is actually kind of gratifying a little bit. Like, I don't suggest anybody behave this way, but people are tired, folks. They're fucking tired of these goddamn anti-maskers. We've watched our loved ones, our friends, our family die from this pandemic, and you have assholes like this running around spreading misinformation, helping to kill people, and people are fucking fed up with it.
Government loves you. Trust the media. You're all doing a great job. Keep wearing those masks, guys. Keep wearing those masks. You two are a little bit too close together. Sorry, can you guys social distance, you and the orange? Come on, you're right next to all these people over here. Come on, think of your grandparents. This is crazy. But other than that, you're all doing a great job. Trust in the narrative. Do what the news tells you. Do what the government tells you. You're all doing a great job. Congratulations. We love you. Congratulations for following the narrative and trusting the news and not questioning anything. You're all doing a great job complying with the narrative. There is definitely not a psychological operation happening when you're convinced of a reality that's based on fear that has nothing to do with what's actually happening.
Fuck you! You fucking shut the fuck up!
You shut the fuck up!
You shut the fuck up!
I'm trying to say,
Get the shit like
hey,
you!
Get the fuck out of here! You're fucking insane, bro. Get the fuck out of here! Get the
fuck out!
Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! You're insane, bro. Dude, you're insane. Get the fuck away from this guy. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm gonna kick you in the fucking head. We're trying to wake people up because you've been psyoped. We love you people, but you've been psychologically, you're literally been psyoped. Wow. Okay, are you happy now? Are you happy now, you fucking asshole? We're trying to wake you people up over here.
I thought being woke was bad. Why ain't you trying to wake us up? Just piece of shit. Showing his ass. Putting that video up there. What if he has a job? Wonder where he works. Probably works on YouTube. Name and shame. Let's find out who that guy is. And all right, that's my Karen section for you guys tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. More Karens on Monday's show. Let's read the chats. What you guys got to say? And I love that guy. Which one? The bike one or the guy that's the guy on the legs? What a dumbass. Yes, absolutely dumbass. I hope he eats that bullhorn. Yeah. He got his window broke. Hopefully that other guy didn't have to pay for it. Ran out of hose in his belt. Yeah. Having your pants around your ankles doesn't help you fight very much. You can't kick the other guy in the leg if your pants are around your ankles. That's just fighting 101. Now both got COVID. Yep, probably. More entertaining than WWE. That's a low bar, in my opinion. Better than WWE. Yep, true that. Yep, sweep the leg, Johnny. I think that guy died. That guy that said, or was it the guy that said, put him in a body bag? Is it the same guy? I don't know. I watched that Cobra Kai TV show and one of those guys died. Sad. Death sucks. Florida, yep. Swamp ass Florida. What a pleasant woman, I know. Breathing hard, just being a bitch. Might want to walk around a little more if you can't even fucking sit there without breathing hard. Both guy from Walmart and bicycle guy, yep. Hero should be in the hero section. We do have one hero at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And, oh shit, fuck yes, break that window. I love you, Dusty, you fucking dork. I am a dork. I love you back. Hells yeah. All right, let me check the super chats real quick before we move on with the show. Super chats. Newberific $5. Did Xander though ever take down the lies about you? I do not believe he did. He did make it where the video we actually debated wasn't like it's very hard to find. In most of his debates, he like took it, edited them down, he put it on his main page, but he kind of hid the video where he debated me. And also like 600 or 700, last time I checked, the comments were removed for some reason. I'm sure it was just an accident that all the comments got removed somehow, but yeah. It'd been fine if he wasn't so arrogant about it. Acted like he was going to destroy me so bad, and then, it didn't work out for him because he didn't take it seriously. Main account is Science Walker. Am I banned or something? I don't know. I didn't ban you, so what'd you do? I'll have to check. Vince B, why not Discord and take calls during the show? I don't know. Do I really need to take calls in the show? Do you guys really need to hear anybody but me on the show? I tried taking calls before, and I've tried to have guests and stuff, but to me, I know this is very arrogant, but to me, it's just boring. It's almost like, why is somebody else talking instead of me? Don't make any sense. Pizzagate! Prepper phony with extra sleeves. Yep, I know, right? Pizzagate, that's a good name for it. Gate's good. Pizzagate's is good. Kubrick Lover, 1972. Dusty, sorry the message didn't go through. I want to go to Japan. I got my first vaccine shot. I don't want to blocked because of this craziness. I know, right? It will be helpful, it seems like, if we had some kind of vaccination passport for people like you. All right. One more. EOMans code 84, $20. Thank you, EOMans. That's very, very generous. In memory of Allie, my kitty, who I nursed back to health at 2 weeks old, passed from a dog attack at 7. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. A beautiful little girl who is missed very much, appropriately named after my allergy to cats. But loved her all the same. Yep, definitely. You loved her if you had an allergy to cats and you still took care of her. That's true love. Here's to you, Allie. I'm sorry that happened. But thank you, EOMans code. And Proto, $5. Lindsay Ellis got canceled, and she deleted her Twitter. I wish she would ignore or take criticism instead of blaming cancel culture. Yeah, I saw a little bit about that. I saw ContraPoints making a big deal about that. It seemed like the initial post was, of course, it's easy for me to say this, but it wasn't that big of a deal at all. Like, obviously, I didn't see anything wrong with it to begin with, but I don't really know anything about, like, Asian cartoons and whatnot, so I don't understand any of that. But yeah, it seemed like obviously there were some people probably taking it too far and bullying, and there were some people who were just given okay criticism. You know, everybody has a right to have their own opinions and criticize. And instead of like, oh my God, I'm being canceled, or calling people crazy and shit, or deleting your shit, just say like, hey, if I fucked up, I will try to think about this more. I will try to internalize the criticism and use it to make myself better. And, you know, if I've upset anybody, it wasn't my intention to do it, I apologize. Easy peasy, right? But, you know, double down on cancel culture and delete your shit. It just seems like, I don't know. I don't want to blame victim blaming. Like, I don't want to do that kind of shit. But me, I take so much shit. It's just real easy to ignore for me, but I don't know. Either I ignore the criticism, I don't think it's valid, but a lot of the criticism is very valid. And so you just say, oh, well, that's a good point. Let me internalize that and use it to make myself better. All that data is good. You can mine all that data for, you know, valuable information. All right, let's do the religious bullshit. Guys, ready for this one? Boom, boom, here we go. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious bully shit. It's time for religious bullshit. And first off on religious bullshit. Oh God, everybody's favorite math prophet, Robin Bullock. He don't like the gays too much, folks. Shocker. Still the same ridiculous hatred Christianity's always spread, just in a more pathetic, methed out form. Let's have a listen.
As far as homosexuality, this is what I heard. And I'm going to tell you something, and I want everybody to take heed. This is what I've heard from the Lord.
Oh, God.
Homosexuality is a cover-up for an evangelist. People that are in that lifestyle are really called evangelists by the Lord.
What?
And this is a spirit that attacks that to stop it. Huh? So instead of just praying a lot of things right here, what I'm led to do is to call forth the gift of evangelism that God has placed on their lives to come forth, and it will drive that other out. So right now I call for the gift of evangelism, that call from God, that those that are bound up in homosexuality, that the evangelist anointing will come upon their lives, because that's what they are. And we say to the evangelist inside the homosexual, come forth, come out of that tomb and come forth.
That makes sense to me, folks. All gay people are basically just preachers, but the devil don't want you to be a preacher, so he's like, hey, I'm gonna put a gay demon on you. So instead of going out and preaching the love of Christ, you suck a dick. That's just crazy enough to work. So little Nas X, gonna be the greatest preacher in history. We just gotta call him forth. Come forth, little Nas X. Nah, you're doing good. I'm just kidding. You're cool. And self-proclaimed prophet Hank Cunin says that Christians must continue to believe shit that ain't real, because it will hurt his bottom line if you believe the truth. So just believe me instead of reality. Why not?
What we cannot do is try to, quit, give up, point the finger, and then begin to think, well, you know what, all of this was just a smokescreen. No, that's what the enemy wants. Because it's a sad day if all of God's messengers, prophets, intercessors, Christians were somehow wrong, and the fake news that we know have been fake news were the voice of truth. I don't think so.
Yes, it proves that you're all con men and don't speak to God. Yeah, it lays your con bare. So no wonder you don't want people to believe the reality that they're living. Nah, just believe me instead, folks. How could all these prophets all be wrong? Because you're fucking full of shit. Liars. Literally professional lawyers. But yeah, no, he can't tell the truth because he won't make money. And they're still believing him, folks, because that's what religion is all about. Did you guys hear about this one? Oh my God. So apparently, I'm assuming this is in Africa somewhere. Limpopo pastor farts on congregation to heal them with God's power. This is the most religious thing I've ever read. This is a perfect encapsulation of religion. Self-styled pastor Christ Penelope, who founded Sevenfold Holy Spirit Ministries, reportedly farts on his congregants as a healing process that cures all spiritual and physical problems, except for pink eye. You guys gonna get your fecal matter all over your face. Don't let people fart on you. I can't believe I have to say this, Christians. Hard to believe, but don't let people fart in your face. The pastor from Guyana, Limpopo, gained viral attention after a photo of him sitting on a congregant's face and alleging farting made the rounds on social media. However, the pastor has defended himself, saying it is the demonstration of God's power after he was accused of hiding behind religion to perpetrate his disgraceful actions. In an interview with Prom, Penelope said his unorthodox and stinky healing ritual is a demonstration of God's power. He claims that he is following the divine example of putting people in need of a miracle into a deep sleep before giving them the healing they need. It started with Master Jesus when he stepped on Peter. It is the demonstration of God's power. Just like God made Adam go into a deep sleep, it is a similar thing. God did anything with the body of Adam while he was on the ground in a deep sleep. He was not feeling anything. Yep, so put you in a deep sleep and fart right in your face. Man, these con men, they just get off on it. They get off on abusing people. They get off on feeling like people will literally do anything for them. Even let them sit on your face and fart, and they will. That's how harmful religion is. That's why all these mass shooters are all fucking religious nuts. Religion just makes you so stupid, makes you brain dead, make you do any goddamn thing. Look at this fucking moron. Sad. So sad to see. And next up on the religious bullshit. Did you know that Trump was mentioned in the Bible? True story. Like when it was talking about King Solomon? Nah, dude. That was also talking about Trump. Because logic and all of that.
God saying Donald Trump will defend the afflicted among the people and save the children of the needy. Donald Trump will crush the oppressor. This was talking about Solomon. It's Solomon, but now God's igniting it. It's a rhema word specifically about Donald Trump. And he's saying Donald Trump, like Solomon, will defend the afflicted, like my son Jesus, okay? And then it goes on.
It's definitely not a cult, is it, folks? Donald Trump, who literally does not give a shit about anybody but himself, is going to save all the poor because, I don't know, logic and all of it.
In his days, in Donald Trump's days, the righteous will flourish. What happened in Solomon's days? They prospered enormously. And God's saying the same thing's going to happen. He said, in his days, in Donald Trump's days, the righteous will flourish. Prosperity will abound till the Lord is no more. For he will deliver the needy who cry out, the afflicted who have no one to help. He said, I'm going to use this man. Stand firm on it. Use this word that I'm giving you as a sword. You declare it. Donald Trump, God, you said Donald Trump will deliver the needy who cry out. Those cries that are going all over the land for help, God, you're going to put him back in the position where he'll be able to bring forth justice, and he will deliver the needy who cry out, the afflicted who have no one to help them. All the innocent babies, all the children, all those that are caught in sexual trafficking. We know this is going on.
Yeah, because Matt Gaetz is doing it. Donald Trump's most ardent supporter is doing it. Yeah, we know it is, but yeah, he's Republican, so it doesn't count, does it?
God's saying, I'm going to put this man in a position so he can. I will do it through him.
Why didn't he already do it? He was in office for 4 years. What is God waiting on? What is the holdup, God?
It's God that's doing it. But he's going to use this man to do it. For he will deliver the needy who cry out, the afflicted who have no one to help. He will take pity on the weak and the needy and save the needy from death.
Imagine thinking Donald Trump, of all people, is going to have pity on the weak and needy. Like, literally beyond parody. The dude that lives in the gold tower and shits on anybody poorer than he is. Loves dictators. You gotta help the weak and needy, because, sure, okay. And, next story. All the religious bullshit. Oh, yeah. I love this guy. This guy just has idiot after idiot on and just nods his head and says, wow. Like they've actually said something important. This is right-wing evangelist Nathan French. Let's hear what God told him.
It's not over. He's about to lay it bare. January, February, March. I think we're going to find out in April. I think everything's going to change. I see a shift coming. I feel like the people are waiting to see when is the God of justice going to step in. You're already seeing some of the things, on the news, and I don't want to get into too much of that because there's certain things I can't really say. There's a lot of stuff I know that certain things are timed, but I do know that there's a lot more to come. I'll get more words on this. I'm excited. I'm really excited because I know not only is Trump coming back, but it's going to be incredible how God finishes what he began. It's not over.
Not over, folks. Trump coming back in April. Just believe it. And when it doesn't happen in April, it's May. Then when it doesn't happen in May, it's June. Just kick the can down the road and keep those donations coming in, folks. Just believe me, it's gonna happen. And folks, did you know that God sent a supermoon in order to help get the stuck cargo ship unstuck from the canal? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Don't think about it, because we already know way ahead of time when supermoons are gonna happen because of, science. Helps us track all this. But ignore that, folks. We weren't expecting it, and God sent a supermoon. Says Franklin Graham. Did God lend a hand in freeing the Ever Given? After a week of blocking trade on Monday, a higher than normal tide brought on by an old-fashioned supermoon helped to free the massive container ship. I read that this ship is 20 times heavier than the Eiffel Tower. Now the backup of 300 cargo ships can resume passing through the Suez Canal. Thank you, God. Yeah, thank you, God. Well, isn't it God that made the ship stuck in the first place? Why does he get the credit for a moon that we already knew was going to happen, but doesn't get credit for getting the ship stuck to begin with? I don't know. Seems your praise is a little bit lopsided to me. And last up, on the religious bullshit, this woman is making a ton of money having an online school that teaches people how to spread COVID misinformation. Because cool.
Take your masks off, guys.
These rallies are held across Canada. These protesters are anti-mask, anti-vaccine, and COVID deniers.
Do you think COVID is a hoax?
Yes, I do, 100%.
Their claims debunked by experts. Still, they're spreading all over social media.
Many people argue that this pandemic was a plandemic. A lot of it feels very planned to me.
Dude, you can barely talk. You need to wear your mask and go to the doctor. You sound like you died already. You on your last leg.
Media.
Many people argue that this pandemic was a plandemic. A lot of it feels very planned to me.
We're going to build an entire army to stand up and say, not only no, but hell no.
Sherry Tenpenny is a prominent anti-vaccination advocate. She's hosted virtual boot camps, charging about $600 Canadian to share her theories and tactics. We signed up and asked epidemiologist Colin Furness to weigh in. 3 themes emerge from this boot camp, and we've noticed them in our research too. 1, COVID isn't dangerous.
We've shut down the entire global economy over a flu virus.
It wasn't the flu virus. We literally wiped out the flu virus pretty much. We had no flu season because masks and social distancing were so effective at helping end the flu pandemic, the flu season. Yet still 550,000 people died from COVID because that's how much more deadly it was than the flu.
COVID is dangerous. If everyone in the world got COVID, 50 million people would die. That is misinformation.
2, COVID vaccines are harmful.
This is genocide, people.
We've now inoculated millions and millions of people worldwide. We have not seen a jump in mortality.
3, governments conspired to create this pandemic.
It's a political agenda at the very top to take the entire global economy to its knees.
It's hard to find anything that governments around the world could possibly agree upon. It doesn't make sense.
There was also talk about vaccine passports, digital proof of the COVID-19 vaccination.
Any advice on what's going on with these vaccine passports?
Tenpenny's business partner says some hackers have told him they may try to forge credentials.
In the background, this is what all the hacker cracker folks that are really pissed about this are working on.
Oh, good.
The idea that they might try and circumvent that actually, I think, represents a pretty serious public health danger.
Hunt told us he's not involved, nor does he support the hacking of vaccine passports. And Tenpenny said she stands behind her boot camp and makes no apologies for earning a living.
Yeah, it's all about money. I make no apologies by spreading misinformation that's going to get people killed. I'm ordering banks, so who cares, right? All that matters is that money to these people. Shameless, horrible trash. And all right, we got one hero palate cleanser to end the show with. This comes from Thailand, or Thailand as Trump likes to call it. Look at this stud-ass hero. Rescued a bunch of kittens off a sinking ship. Hell yeah, let us see it. 4 cats were saved from a sinking ship by members of the Thai Navy. Why were 4 cats on that ship? Don't take your cats out on a boat with you. Poor things. But that hero swim out, got them. The rescue occurred at sea. Yeah, aw. So precious. Thai Navy sailors were dispatched to check for an oil spill at the side of the sinking boat that had caught on fire. Instead, they found 4 young cats who had been forgotten. I used my camera to zoom into the boat and saw one of the 3 cats popping their heads out. A sailor swam to the ship to rescue the cats and carried them back with 3 in a sack and 1 on his shoulder. Hero. Fuck yeah, dude. Usually not a big military fan, but love to see shit like that. Hope they found good homes for them. And folks, that's my material. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's check the chats. See what you guys got to say. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. Keep that chatter scrolling. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling on by. Still scrolling. Holy shit. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Gonna get to, yeah, save the kitties. Hell yeah. Yeah. I'm not crying. You're crying. Happy cat store. Yep. This is so wonderful. Yep. Love to see that. Ship cats. They don't like water. Don't take them out there. Grifters scripting for a living. I know. Don't give a shit who they kill. 600 Canadian just to listen to her lie to you about shit. Science is the only way out of this. I know, right? But how do you get people to believe in science who don't? How do you use logic and reason to help change people's minds when they didn't use logic and reason to begin with to form their opinions? Seems very difficult. That's why I mock them. Mocking seems pretty effective. Nobody wants to be the laughing stock, so just mock them into extinction. God farted. Yep. The wind of God in your face. The tides are magical, I know, right? Only God can do that. I mean, if it was a like a giant moon out of nowhere that nobody was expecting, I'd be like, oh shit, look at this. But nope. That's not how it works. Yeah, it's gonna be May, June. Always kick that can down the road. Gotta lie and make that money today. They know they're never gonna be held accountable for anything they say, so it doesn't matter. The people want to be lied to. They want to be lied to today, and then they want to be lied to in the future too. So you can just keep it up forever. Keep the kind going indefinitely. Somebody allowed me the opportunity to log into their HBO Max account and watch the 4th episode of the Q documentary. It was really good. They have 2 more episodes coming out on the 4th. I guess that's Sunday. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing how it ends. But an interesting show. If you haven't seen it, it's very amazing the footage they were able to garner, the backstage footage of 8chan and shit. But yeah, they're just fucking scumbags. People that run 8chan. Literally, what happened was the son of the guy that runs 8chan, he hacked into the person's account who was using Q. It started out on 4chan, and then they moved from 4chan to 8chan. And so the guy that runs 8chan wanted to make sure Q never left 8chan, so they hacked into the Q account and took it over and use it to funnel visitors into 8chan, which is also one of the largest white supremacy websites. I actually took screenshots of their political board, and they were so horrible, I was afraid to even post it to my Twitter account because I was afraid of getting fucking banned. It was literally just the call for murder of women and minorities and the encouragement of it. I was like, no, I'm gonna get banned if I post this shit. But yeah, that's what they're using Q for, to funnel people into this white supremacist channel, basically. Good documentary, though. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Yeah, it's 8con now. It's not 8chan anymore. They're having trouble finding a host, so they had to change it to 8con. The whole thing's really slow these days, though. It's like it's run on a speak and spell or some shit. It's a trash website that's even more trash. HBO Max, $1,000 a month, and you can only watch recent releases. I know, I usually just pirate everything, but for some reason that episode wasn't out yet, so I had somebody let me borrow their password just for a second. It's pretty cool. That place is pure cancer? Yes, it is. You feel dirty just being there. You're like, oh shit, I'm on a watch list now. Got to be careful what I click on. All right, let me check the super chats. I'm going to end this show. Super chat, stay hydrated. Thanks for the VR tips. Hey, no problem. The program I was thinking about before was Rookie Sideloader. There is a Quest piracy board on Telegram, which is, Telegram's like a bunch of shady people on Telegram, but if you know what you're doing, you can go there and you can find the program. There's also a Reddit board for Quest piracy that has links and stuff to Telegram where you can find it. But it's Rookie Sideloader, has the drop-down menu that allows you to pick any game for the Quest 2 and just downloads it and installs it. But you have to turn your Quest 2 headset into developer mode. It's not hard to do. You have to go to a website and fill out this little thing, and it's not complicated, but it's like an extra step you have to do. Once you do that, it's the easiest thing to pirate in the world. And Arnis Valika gave me $1.49. Thank you, Arnis. Appreciate that. And Justin Ship, that guy was talking about Trump coming back the same way they talk about Jesus coming back. I know. It's exactly the same thing, and people fall for it in exactly the same way. He's like their new Messiah. It's weird. They couldn't have picked a more giant piece of shit, and yet here we are. And E gave me another $20. God is waiting for the perfect gotcha moment. You got to set up a punchline, right? It's going to be a doozy, I tell you. I mean, if it does happen, I'd be amazed. I'd be like, holy shit. I can't believe all these. I still wouldn't believe it, though. I mean, I wouldn't believe it was God. It would just be a coincidence. But it ain't going to happen, so I ain't really worried about it. Thank you, E. You've been very generous tonight. I really appreciate it. Austin Johnson, awesome show tonight. I'm a grad student who works a ton of hours, and your show is the best way to unwind after a long week. Love you, Dusty. Hey, I love you back. I appreciate it. It's an honor for me to be able to do this show for you guys, to be a reform for you. And I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. It really means a lot. And Beth H gave me $10. Thank you, Beth H. You rock. And Chuck Haggart, Dusty, remember the televangelists that actually said Trump was the second coming of Jesus Christ? Yeah, a lot of them did. Just nuts. Could not have picked a worse human yet. Just amazing. All right, anything else pop up? Lizard, $5. I was supposed to be working, but couldn't leave the chat. Gonna be working late now, but it was worth it. We have a great chat, man. This is the best audience on YouTube as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I would say that, but I do believe you guys are the reason the show is so good. It's like a nice community that's formed around this show, and it's really heartening to watch. And shout out to the amends and the dust buddies. Yep, shout out to all you motherfuckers. We have great amends here. Keep the riff-raff out of the chat. Keep the show flowing really good. And I really appreciate you guys' work. It means a lot. And all right. Well, that's my show, folks. Almost did a whole thing. We were so close. As always, you guys want to support the show on Patreon. Patreon.com/Codcast. Link in the description of the video. Whatever you can afford, help us out. And tune in Monday at 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. We're going to have Floof on. We're going to try to do an unboxing. Going to try to find a good home for Floof. So if you guys know anybody who is serious about want to have a cute-ass little dog and who will you have to take good care of him, man. I'm going to cry just to talk about it. You have to take good care of my little buddy, though, right? All right, I'm going to try not to think about this because I'm going to cry. I'm going to miss him so fucking much, but, you got to do what's best for them. Can't be selfish, right? And all right. Love you guys so much. I will see you soon. We're going to do a little wobble wobble to play us out. See you guys on Monday. Have a good weekend out there, guys. I love you. As always, till next time, Logic. Fuck yes. Good night, everybody. Here we go. Little wobble wobble.